Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Say Trading Frank, and this is a quick Monday night videocast. I was going to say Sunday night, but Monday night videocast due to Memorial Day for May 30th, 2016. Let me just go over a couple of important charts here and get straight to the heart of the matter. First and foremost, like I always do, is the behavioral part of the business, which I think is 90% of what we do. And one of the key things that you guys have to write down and paste and print and put on your wall is what I put out on the Twitter feed about an hour ago. And I mean that. Okay? And that is everything you want on is, and let me put in the words, everything you want in life, in trading, your happiness, your whatever it is, because don't fool yourself. Money is happiness. You can make a lot of money, put a lot towards your charities, things that you would love to do. If you're a good person, you're going to help your fellow human beings. If you're a rotten person, you're going to drink, you're going to do drugs, you're going to do all kinds of stuff and have GFE experiences. Well, if you're not a New Yorker, you don't know what that means. But you will do good if you're a good person. So everything you want is on the other side of fear. Jack Canfield. Look him up. Look him up. Okay? So the bottom line is that's exactly what we do. So from a behavioral game theory standpoint, the fact that the markets are now breaching, what is it, 2100, everything I posted, 2107, 2110, all's going to be touched, retested, move forward. Question is, what have you done? And a question that I ask myself. So if I ask that question, then all of you are almost mandatorily obligated to ask that question every single time because most of you have done nothing. And I've said that before and I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just the way things are. Most of you have done nothing. So the fact is that that fear of losing has left you almost in a huge losing position because you haven't made all that you could have done. So the point is that the good news is that there's still room for you all to do it, for me to do it, to reach peak performance, because I'm far away from peak performance. But for a lot of you, there's still some hope. But there's a small window out there on the long side. Because right now I'm starting to see the first signs of euphoria seeping in. On the trading side, not in our community, but I'm starting to see that across, on other forums, StockTwits included. So when you start to get complacent and lazy and all kinds of good stuff, right? That's exactly when you know it's time to get cautious. Look, I'm a tactical trader, and before I move this screen, remember this, okay? Remember this. Everything you want in life, in happiness, in trading, in your relationships with others, is waiting on the other side of fear. Do not be fearful. Just do what you need to do. And if it's a losing proposition, then at least you tried it. All right. So the point is, from a behavioral standpoint, the market is shit scared. Excuse my French, my Swahili, or whatever it is. All right. So the point is that let's look at the charts here. What are the charts saying? The charts are getting overbought. Right at that point when the retail investor and the StockTwits idiots, a lot of them are very smart, mind you, and the dogmatic bears start to fold, is the point when the markets are reaching a tradable top. What does a tradable top mean? A tradable top means that you have a point where you can short the market. So in my opinion, we are getting close to a tradable top. It's going to happen within the first 10 days of June. You have Brexit coming. You have a lot of other stuff coming, and the market doesn't care it's about what the news is. They've already pre-programmed the algos to tell you all, or fool you all, I should say, about what is going to happen. So what's going to happen is a big fat correction by the middle of June. I'm trying to look for that fat crayon that shows up normally on this thing here, but I can't seem to find it. So there's going to be a big fat correction by the middle of June, and get ready for it. So by the time you all, or a lot of you who sat around on their butts, didn't buy the lows at 1800, didn't listen to me and buy them around the, around these tactical levels, didn't buy them when the bull flag was developing around 2060 on the E-minis 2066. I'm not going to hit here and harp and say how rotten you guys are and this and that. No, everyone's got a right to do what they want. If somebody wants to be stupid all their lives when it comes to this part of the business, let them be. I haven't been the smartest when it comes to what happened from here, and I'm the one who projected it out. But at the same time, I did take advantage of it, and I did very well. Did I do well enough to pat myself on the back and say, Frank, you did it well? Did I get the gold medal? Absolutely not. Because the volatility factors in all these different consolidation channels and everything kept us partly on the sidelines. Okay? But for many of you, that despite my valiant efforts and all my hard work that I do every single hour, and I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it the way it is. Because honest to God, it's not my responsibility to care about how you guys pay your bills, because I got debts to pay, big fat ones. Bills to pay, big fat ones too. Taxes. Thanks to Uncle Sam. So, while you guys all sit around and say, I'll wait for the next move down, and which you never buy, I say to you all, study the charts and act accordingly. By the way, the advanced coaching session is scheduled for tomorrow, which is Tuesday, 8 p.m. And I'm just doing this quick little snapshot here, a video cast, just to get people a little bit juiced up for what's coming up. So here we are on a very, very narrow, squeezed Darvis box. So what is Mr. Darvis saying? Mr. Darvis is saying that we are getting overbought, that we might have a little bit of a move up towards, maybe another like 10, 12, maybe 15 S&P points. But we're getting close to a pretty fat, juicy correction, which I'm looking forward to. I've been long biased. I've been tactically short at times, which, again, doesn't matter what I'm doing because I'm broadcasting everything to my members for them to decide what they need to do. Remember, I'm not your broker or advisor. I'm simply a smarter, more intelligent messenger of the markets. If you're going to drive a $320,000 Ferrari, right? The newest one. Somebody can teach you how to drive it, but when you take the wheel, you're the one who has to drive it. Well, that's the same thing as trading. If you're going to do big fat trades that generate nice profits, the guidelines have been put out there. But then you take control by hitting the buy button, and your money goes into play. After that, what you do is your skill set And that has to be developed over time. That has to be developed by taking the advanced coaching sessions. That has to be developed by understanding the charts that I'm putting across. And that has to be developed by you developing your brain, also known as the amygdala, somewhere in your frontal lobe. Okay? So when you get all that kind of in balance somewhere along the line, it's never fully in balance, then you start making consistently big money. Chart wise, we are here. We get to its 2114, 2115 on the E-minis, and you have to track the futures. I think that is going to be a tradable top. That means we can short out there. Look at what's going on here. I showed these positive divergences weeks ago. I'm sure many of you looked at it, smiled, maybe some of you laughed because the markets were kept on going down 100, 150 points. But the positive divergences kept on building. And some of you who have the gumption and are real warriors and truly can probably graduate to be the marine type traders, not just hit and run, but powerful traders, and many of you are, and a lot of you, actually a majority of you, are very powerful traders. You just don't know it because you're always bending down and kneeling in front of your demons in your head. And you all know that. I don't need to tell you that. I fight it every day. And that's probably why I'm better than most of you guys and girls. Because I am acknowledging my fear and moving on. Because remember, everything you want is on the other side of fear, and that's not a joke. Look at your lives, okay? That's exactly what it is. Mark Cuban didn't get to where he is by sitting down and saying, "Oh, I'm really scared." Richard Branson didn't get to where he was by simply saying, "Oh, I'm going to sit in the slums of London and not do anything." You have to take risk. And what I do is I provide the tools which provide you all to take quantifiable risk so you can make money. Because the amount of returns that I've shown over the past couple of weeks, over the past couple of months, over the past couple of years are just humongous. So no one can come to me and say, "Hey, you're doing a shitty job." Excuse my French again. Okay? Because I'm doing a terrific job. It's a question is, are you guys are reacting to it? So here we are, powerful move on the S&P. We're right there. We will be above 2100 and change if the market opens where we are right now. This is your Russell 2000. If I switch this to the daily, you're going to see what I've been showing. This was the high back in May. We're not even back to where we were on the highs. From a sentiment standpoint, almost 99% of the gurus on the media, on stock tweets have been dead wrong. What I'm also finding is a slew of amateur traders getting pretty euphoric and saying, "Oh, we're going to constantly keep on making new highs." I think those are the danger signs that are telling me that sometime between now and the first week of June, we are going to make a tradable top. What does that mean? Are you going to act on it? I'm going to be there showing it. It simply means I think we're going to fall anywhere from 2 to 4%, if not more, on the market sometime by the first, sometime by the 10th of June or so. Remember, the first 5 trading days of a new month are generally positive. Said this for months now, said this for years, and it's always been correct. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't have a 200-300 point drop right before that. But I'm basically saying is that we might be hitting that 2134 or 2132.82 mark on the S&P 500 sometime by the first 5 trading days of June. 5 to 7, I would say 5 trading days of June, right there. Looking at the internals, you can certainly see that we're getting